Hello, so this is going to be a very informal introduction into how to type on the stenograph machine. So I have it here. Generally I would have it on the tripod. Usually you would put it on the tripod and then have it standing up. You want to always have it your arms at a 90-degree angle. Let me show you. So if I did have it on the tripod, what I mean by 90-degree angle is you want your elbow to look like this with it in front of you, like that, so that it's not too high, not too low, so that your wrists don't end up getting carpal tunnel or anything like that. So let me give you a better view and show you kind of, I guess, a little bit how it works. So nowadays they have touchscreen stenograph machines. I got mine before that was as popular. So this is all the keys, and you don't have all the letters of the alphabet on here because you combine certain keys to make up for the letters that you don't have. So let me show you a chart. If I can remember. So these are all the letters. So this key is the one key that, well, other than this, so, sorry. This key, whether you press up here or down here, it all goes down one time, and as you can see, it's the letter S. And then this middle key also is combined, and that's just the asterisk. The asterisk. How do I say that? So we have S, T, K, P, W, H, R, asterisk, F, R, P, B, L, G, T, S, D, Z. And then this bar appears, the number bar, as you can see, which is this part. And you combine it with the key beneath it to make a number. So this would be this and this, number 1, this and this, 2, 3, 4, and then, so I didn't mention these keys yet, but these are the vowel keys down here, A, O, E, U, and you combine the bar plus the A makes a 5, the bar plus O makes 0, then the bar plus F 6, P 7, bar plus L is 8, bar plus T is 9. So the way that we type words is phonetically and not how they're actually spelled, and you type it left to right, all in one stroke or multiple strokes depending on the word or the phrase. So since it's phonetically, if you were to spell the word cat, that would be K-A-T, and you would press all the keys down at the same time to spell the word cat in one stroke. There's other words that are multiple syllables that might require more than one stroke, but then there's also entire phrases that are just one stroke. Like, did you mean would be D. So I haven't explained this yet, but D on this side would be the T and the K, and you would combine the S, T, K for did, and then U, and then the M on this side is L and T combined. So it'd be SDUM, all in one stroke. Let's type out did you mean? And it'll, generally to anybody that's not a stenographer, it'll look like gibberish on here, but you'll have your steno machine plugged into your computer, laptop, whatever you're working with, and it works with a CAT software that translates it into normal English in real time. So there's a lot more that goes into that, but that's the basics. So the did you mean is actually, and even just the did, the shorthanded, is what we call arbitraries, which are shorthand ways to write different words or phrases in one stroke. I have a list of them. So I use the court reporting and captioning at home. It's referred to as CRAH for short, C-R-A-H, if you want to Google that. If this is something you're actually interested in, highly recommend this program, 10 out of 10, recommend. It's very thorough, and they teach you the best theory on how to be most efficient with your writing. Theory is the type of writing. So when we say writing in stenography terms, that just means typing on the steno machine. And there are different types of theories, so different ways you can learn how to write. And they provide a really clear, concise, thorough way. And they give you lots of materials, and they have like an online platform. Back when I did it, they even had these CDs. I don't know if they still do. Practice dictations, arbitrary drills, all sorts of stuff. And even though AI is unfortunately taking over the transcription world, stenography is still in demand because it is such a rare skill to have, and it's a lot more accurate and a lot more quick turnaround to have a stenographer produce legal documents for a lawyer. So I will say that so far it has the AI world beat, and if a lawyer wants a reliable, quick turnaround verbatim transcript, they're gonna hire a stenographer. So stenographers are also used for captioning TV program, like live TV. Stenography is used for real-time writing, not after the fact transcribing. That is different. So this tells you like what the arbitraries are per lesson. I had a exhaustive list, but I might have them somewhere else, because sometimes I would take the papers out and use them to do my drills. So this is actually a list of combination of arbitraries they provided and some that I made myself that made sense in my brain. Because as a stenographer, you're always building your steno dictionary. So if you can think of a shorthand way to write something that you're writing all the time, you add that to your steno dictionary, and then now you can write things quicker. So this was like a list that I, with some words that they taught me and some that I thought of. A lot of legal terms and stuff. Initially I did want to become a TV captioner, be able to work remotely, and then my dream shifted to being like a court reporter. That does require a little less of a speed hump to get over. reporting versus real-time captioning. But I don't know what I was showing you. I think I was just showing you the, as you can see, it's quite a lengthy list, and you can depending on your field, you can, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, build your arbitraries to fit your field that you're in. So like, say you could also, as a stenographer, be working in a university typing captions for deaf students at a lecture, and if it's like talking about biology or something, you can have shorthand words for a lot of biology terms. Okay, so I was gonna quiz you if you want. You can look at this and pause the video if you would like, and try to remember where each letter is. So I haven't even gotten into the all of it, but like I mentioned, there's letters that you combine to make up for the letters that aren't here. So like if you wanted to type out the word dad, like I said before, the T and the K makes a D, so you type D, A, D, dad. Or B, so the B on this side is the P and the W. So if you wanted to type bed, B-E-D. And then on this side, I had mentioned there's no M, and that's the L and the T. And then the N is the P, B. So but let's just first see if you can memorize the letters on the chart, and then I'll do a quick quiz with the whiteboard. So if you want to pause it and then remember, and then I'm gonna make my own little chart on here and quiz you. Use and try to draw my own version of it. Okay, this is for practice purposes, not to, yeah. I'm not an artist, so. Okay. Here's the number bar. I'll just do the number bar. Okay. Let's do. Actually, we'll just write it in black and then. Let's do blue. I'm trying to find my dark blue. I was pretty sure I had a dark blue. Okay, so can you guess, or not guess, but can you remember what letter goes here? S, good job. How about here? T, good job. Sorry, that looks wonky. How about here? P, H, good job. Now another thing is that if you were to, for punctuation, there's a few different ways you can do that. To make the question mark, you would press all these 4 keys together down at the same time and it makes a question mark. What's this middle bar? Asterisk, good job. And often the asterisk is used to combine with other keys for certain words or phrases to avoid conflicts, and I'll kind of explain what conflicts are in a second. F, good job. And this one, P, good job. This one, L, and this one, T, and this one. Good job. D. And can you guess what punctuation you will create by pressing down these 4 keys? A period. Good job. And if you press them down, I believe if you press all of them down together it will be exclamation, but I need to refresh my brain on that. It has been several months and I didn't usually use exclamation marks in my work, so. Alrighty, for the next row, what goes here? K, good job. W, R, R, B, G, S, and Z, good job. And then the vowels, A, O, E, U, good job. And you'll notice there's no I, but when you combine the E and the U, it makes an I. So I can go through the whole alphabet on each side of because each side has every letter of the alphabet. It's just some keys have to be combined. And I work best with muscle memory on that, so I'm gonna type it while I explain. So for the left hand, A is obviously just the A. Here, let me kind of prop it up for you. And then B is just PW. C would be KR. D, A, B, C, D, T, K. And then E is just always going to be down here. F is TP. G is TKPW combine. H is right there, as you see. And then I, again, is going to be the E and the U, no matter which hand. So it's I. J is going to be SKWR. And then K. KLMNOP. So L is going to be HR. M is PH. N is TPH. O. And then P. Q is KW. And then R. S. T. V is SR, W, X would be KP, and then Y, KWR, and then Z is the S and the asterisk combined. And now for the right hand. Okay, so my brain was glitching. There isn't actually an alphabet for the right hand, not the full alphabet, but there are endings, combinations for certain word endings that are common, like for the K sound, that would be B, G, and then if a word is ending in ch, it would be F, P, and if it's R, C, H, like march or arch, that would be F, P, R, B. And then if it's ending in MP, like lamp, that would be RFP. So, if I were to spell out the word lamp, that would be HRA, and then MP would be these three keys. And then there's certain words, let me think of another example. So, words that will be multiple syllable, will sometimes be multiple strokes, like vegetable, for example, and that's a good example for the J sound, like J sound, that will be these four keys, the P, B, O, G. So vegetable would probably be 2 strokes. It would be V, which is S asterisk, E, and then these 4 keys, that would be veg in 1 stroke. And then if you wanted, you could add T. So there's also a lot of flexibility with how you would want to spell words in stenography. So you could do veget, and then able would be the 2nd stroke, which would be A, E, B, O. Or you could just do veg, and then the 2nd stroke would be like table, but then that might produce a conflict. So there's also conflicts is what you have to look out for. So for example, like what I just mentioned, the table might then spell as the word table. So for words like that, when you want to make sure that doesn't conflict with another existing word, you can add the asterisk in there to indicate that it's adding on to it's the second half of a word or the ending of a phrase. But yeah. And anyways, I don't want to go too much in detail because Linda Bland is the woman that put this program together, and she put a lot of hard work into it. And so if you are legitimately interested, I can totally put a link in the description. And I just discovered there's like because when I was trying to refresh my memory, there's a video on YouTube of Linda Bland showing like the basic on how to like position your hands on a steno keyboard, and I can link that video. And they have a channel that has testimonials on people that have gone through their program that you might find helpful. I was gonna also show, so like certain words, like the word scent, you might have to actually spell certain words how they're spelled and not phonetically to avoid conflicts, like the word scent. So there's the word scent, S-E-N-T, and then scent, like smelling something, scent, and then scent, like money. So this scent would be the only one that you would spell phonetically, S-E-N-T. Oops, I did that. S-E-N-T, which would be S-E, and then the E, S-E, and then the N on the right hand is a P-B, and then T. So S-E, and then N, which is P-B, and then T. But for this scent, you would do S-C-E-N-T, so you would spell it how it's actually spelled. And like I mentioned, the C on the left hand is K-R, and then so you do S-C-E-N-T, which would look like this. Wait, it would look funky like crit, but yeah. And then last but not least, for the money, you would just take out the S and just do C-E-N-T, scent, and it would look like crit or crepe. If you're not even recognizing that as an N, you would just, my brain automatically sees that as an N. But yeah, so okay. Anyways, that's just a few little basics on how words are formed, but there's like a lot more to get into with that, and a lot more in depth on how the writing theory goes. And sorry, I feel like I said that sentence backwards. The CRAW program goes in depth on how the theory goes and how to efficiently write as a stenographer. I did get to typing the last, so it's been like a year since I was doing it, but like the last test I was able to pass was 200 words per minute. But yeah, if it is actually something you're interested in, it's definitely doable and a very unique skill to have. And anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'm sure this probably brought about more questions, but if you have any more questions or suggestions, let me know in the comments below. And I do plan to do another like little core reporting roleplay for you if you enjoyed that, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, alrighty, I think I'm gonna end the video and get all this erased. Let me know what your thoughts were, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.